I said, there is no way we are going to this event now. There's a 0% chance. First and foremost, why are you saying invite? Anybody can go to it. You just buy a ticket to the event, and you're all working to try to get me to confirm that I'm going. And you're doing this as if you're trying to like push my buttons and be like, we got to make her get into her ego so she like shows up and like posts it on social media. Nope, actually, you know, while I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event, which the feds are organizing, is probably a very good idea. I'm good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye. How's that for a memorial for Charlie Kirk? That feels like the right thing for me to do right now.
The drama at Charlie Kirk's memorial just blew up. Word in the streets is that Charlie's wife, Erika, pulled the ultimate move and straight up banned Candace Owens from even stepping foot inside. And this wasn't done in the shadows. This was a bold public power play that had jaws dropping. Erika fired back at critics by insisting Charlie was taken out unfairly, but that didn't stop the backlash. Candace, on the other hand, has been everywhere, front and center, openly grieving, speaking about Charlie's legacy, and making sure the world knew her pain. Meanwhile, Erika, the actual wife, only gave one quick statement before the memorial and then vanished into silence until the big day. That quiet approach had people whispering loud, saying Candace looked like she cared more about Charlie's passing than Erika ever did. Instead of killing the whispers, Erika allegedly went all in and flat out blocked Candace. And now fans swear this wasn't about family protection at all, but straight up jealousy. The quiet tension between these two women had been bubbling under the surface for a while, but this ban cracked it wide open. Suddenly, the memorial wasn't just about honoring Charlie, it turned into a stage for drama. Things got messy fast, because most people fully expected Candace Owens to be front and center at Charlie's service on Sunday. She's been the loudest voice since his passing, calling out the FBI, pointing fingers at shadowy billionaires she says were plotting on Charlie, and even dragging the Prime Minister into it. She made it clear she wasn't here to play games, and fans thought her presence was a given. So when word spread that Candace was not allowed at the memorial, jaws dropped. For someone who had been non-stop about Charlie being her best friend, it was shocking to see her sidelined.
Erika is in like full control. I would hope she's in full control, but I don't know because I'm hearing some stories about donors that are pushing things. I'm hearing about the pressure that's even happening with planning this event.
At first, Candace tried spinning it as her own choice, claiming she decided not to attend, but nobody was buying that damage control. Candace claimed the same powerful forces that allegedly took Charlie out were now targeting her, saying she wouldn't stop asking questions and her own life was at risk. According to her, showing up at that memorial would have been like walking into a trap. She even dropped a video where she hinted that Erika might not have been fully running the show, or running much of anything at all. That shade was hard to miss. At first, some people gave her the benefit of the doubt. After all, her best friend was taken out, and paranoia seemed reasonable. But then, the pieces stopped adding up. Fans started pointing out that her fear for safety excuse didn't really match the facts. If anything, the memorial was locked down tighter than Fort Knox. Security was at an all-time high, and with both the president and vice president present, no one was even sneezing without clearance. To be fair, Candace has stepped on a lot of toes with her bold accusations about what really happened to Charlie, so maybe she genuinely felt heat coming her way. But the truth is, that memorial was guaranteed to be one of the safest places on earth that day, which left people wondering, was Candace truly scared for her life, or just using danger as a cover story to take a jab at Erika and flip the narrative? And let's be real, it's not like a sniper was gonna pick Candace off in the middle of a packed memorial with cameras rolling. Say what you want about the FBI or today's bureau leadership, but even they wouldn't be reckless enough to pull something like that, because every eye would have pointed straight back at them. Which raises the bigger question, was Candace truly terrified for her life, or was there another game at play? Fans are whispering heavy that the fear story was just smoke, and the real issue was Erika slamming the door on her. Word is, Erika was fuming, convinced Candace turned Charlie's death into her own spotlight moment. And the last thing she wanted was Candace hijacking the memorial too, and when you step back, it does add up. Ever since Charlie's passing, Candace has been the one dominating headlines, trending online, and firing off viral rants. Meanwhile, Erika, Charlie's actual wife, barely got a sliver of that attention. Even her new title as CEO of Turning Point barely made a ripple compared to Candace's tweets about exposing what really happened to Charlie. Fans think Erika had finally had enough, and the memorial ban was her breaking point. But before anyone writes this off as a wild conspiracy, there's another piece that doesn't quite fit. Candace claimed that powerful forces were leaning on Turning Point USA, allegedly demanding they blacklist both her and Tucker Carlson. She even hinted that's why she wasn't asked to speak at the memorial. Only problem, Tucker Carlson wasn't banned at all. In fact, he showed up and delivered a speech. That's why folks are side-eyeing Candace's story. It just doesn't line up. If Turning Point really blacklisted both, why was Tucker front and center on stage while Candace was nowhere in sight?
You're right, you got me. I was not invited to speak alongside President Trump and JD Vance on the stage with Tucker Carlson at a memorial event. There's this memorial thing in Arizona, which is not a funeral, it's a memorial event. Okay, that is, by the way, in large part, from what I understand, being controlled by the White House. Trump is controlled by Zionists. So they're like baiting me here. Why would I be invited by anyone in Trump's Zionist administration as I am speaking about topics that I am speaking? It's common sense. They're not going to allow me to share the stage, right? They're, oh, Mike, well, are you speaking? Are you one of the 5 people that's speaking at this event? No, I'm not. And guess what? That's not going to stop me from looking into this and understanding what exactly is that happened. You're trying to make us move on.
Multiple insiders say the truth is simpler. Candace wasn't just overlooked, she was outright banned. And the push reportedly came straight from Erika herself. Ever since Charlie's passing, Erika has had no patience for Candace hogging the spotlight, and sources claim she made it crystal clear. Candace wasn't welcome inside, and she sure wasn't going to touch that stage. Allegedly, Erika's decision starts making more sense when you see the heat she's been catching online. Social media has been brutal. People blaming her for staying quiet, accusing her of not grieving publicly like Candace, and even throwing out wild insinuations that she might be compromised or connected to Charlie's death. With that kind of pressure, it's not shocking she didn't want Candace swooping in and taking the spotlight at the memorial. Meanwhile, Candace has been louder than ever, refusing to let this story fade. She's been the most relentless voice since the tragedy, and from the looks of it, she's not letting up anytime soon. Right after the incident, she was already online hinting there was a bigger story behind Charlie's death, and her posts only kept fueling the frenzy. One example? A Twitter user claimed the private jet with the tail number NAAKG left Provo Airport just an hour after the shooting. Mid-flight, it mysteriously dropped off radar, illegally, then reappeared, later heading back to Provo. That shady flight path had people asking, why did this plane vanish from the system in the middle of the chaos? Candace wasted no time pointing at details like that to suggest something far darker was at play. Where's the shooter at? Candace fired back hard, asking anyone with info to drop a comment or hit up tips at CandaceOwens.com. She says this was an ordered hit and that someone called the hit on Charlie. She kept pushing, yelling, "We need answers," and then went even further, hinting there's a cover-up at higher levels. She even shared a tweet saying the feds immediately interjected and took over the case from the local police departments. If they had wanted to catch Charlie's killer, they would have immediately publicized all pictures and videos, and the internet would have solved it in minutes. The desire was never there. After the feds said they'd arrested a shooter, Candace pushed back, saying Tyler Robinson couldn't have acted alone, more people were involved, and we need to know who. She kept tweeting about deeper networks, even pointing out that a lot of school shootings are related to Discord chats, so there is an underground emerging, and we need to know who the directors of it are. Candace warned everyone to be careful and suspicious of people telling us to stop digging into the Charlie Kirk assassination, and that's got the internet heating up. Oh, and about that cover-up chatter, she even reposted a message saying, I guarantee the FBI was in that Discord server and that's why we won't get in there before it's been scrubbed. And straight up, spilled the tea that Charlie Kirk was fighting with some very powerful billionaires that he took money from over things he was discussing. The pressure on him was massive, and she claims receipts are coming. Messages will leak, the movement will rise, and the truth will drop soon. Still, she also retweeted a take that Charlie was about to lose a big donor because he refused to ban Tucker Carlson from events. so people are split and the drama won't die. Lots of folks are crying crocodile tears while Candace is doubling down and refusing to back off. Even after reports that the FBI opened a probe into Tyler Robinson for possible accomplices, she held her ground and kept pushing for answers, and that's got the whole internet lit. Instead of going quiet, she doubled down hard, proving that no amount of federal heat would scare her off. Reports say the FBI hasn't ruled out that others helped radicalize or aid Charlie Kirk's alleged killer, and agents are digging through chat logs, dark web trails, and the suspect's connections to find answers. FBI reps said they're zeroed in on radicalization and promised the truth won't be hidden, buried, or swept under the rug. No stone left unturned. The public deserves to know who pushed this degenerate into violence, and those people must be held accountable. Candace shot that down fast, tweeting, "We know they are lying," and calling foul on the official narrative. She didn't stop there. She taunted anyone trying to spin a different story before her show, saying, "Bring it on, we'll shred that one too." Then she teased even more proof, writing, "More is going to come out, guys. The truth is inevitable. They're lying." Her tone made it clear. She's not backing off, and the internet is buzzing because now even federal scrutiny sounds like chapter 1 in a much bigger fight. Candace didn't hold back, blasting, "Star guys, you murdered my friend. You unlocked the Inigo Montoya in me. We're not stopping until we get to the bottom of this thing. They tormented Charlie Kirk until the day he died. Tucker Carlson, this is a fact. Pressure, intimidation, financial threat. Stop lying." Her fire made it clear she wasn't letting this go, but here's the twist. While she made herself the loudest voice in Charlie's movement, reports say Erika hated the way Candace slid into that role, and one detail had people seriously side-eyeing her. Through all her rants and revenge talk, Candace never once mentioned Erika. That silence felt cold, especially since world leaders like Obama, Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris, who publicly disagreed with Charlie countless times, still sent condolences directly to Erika. Fans thought it was strange Candace didn't do the same. Even when heartbreaking photos surfaced of Erika clutching a rosary, Candace stayed silent. And that silence made her look like she cared more about fueling her own narrative than standing by Charlie's grieving wife. Add that to her habit of making everything about herself, and suddenly Erika banning her didn't seem so shocking after all. But here's where it flips. After the memorial, Candace completely switched gears. Suddenly, she was praising Erika to the heavens, tweeting lines like, "The strength it takes to stand on stage and forgive someone who brought you so much pain. Absolutely incredible." Erika, what a stunning example of the Christian faith. She even gushed about Erika's speech, calling it one of the most consequential speeches in American history. From cooking dinner with her kids to hearing Tucker talk about Christ, Candace wrapped her day around Erika's example, suddenly treating her like a saint. And yet, fans aren't buying it. To them, the sudden 180 screams damage control. One minute, she's calling out billionaires, FBI cover-ups, and demanding justice, and the next, she's showering Erika with endless compliments. To a lot of people, it looks like she was just scrambling to stay in Erika's good graces so she wouldn't get iced out of the funeral too. So now the million-dollar question is, will Erika actually forgive Candace's praise tour, or is she just smiling for the cameras while plotting to shut her out completely? Because let's be real, this feud just went from messy to downright unpredictable, and the fireworks look far from over. What do you think? Was Candace's sudden praise genuine or pure damage control? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.